Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. It's match number 2 of the Four Nations Cup. Who will face Mexico in the final? We're going to find out as Team USA takes on Team Colombia. And welcome down onto the floor at Frontwave Arena alongside Brian Farber, Craig Elston on hand with you. In our earlier match this afternoon, Mexico defeated Brazil 7-2, so they've moved on to tomorrow's 5 o'clock championship game. The winner of tonight's match will join them. It's USA and Colombia, and certainly a little bit of a David and Goliath feel.
Yeah, you would have to think that the advantage is going to the U.S. team based on this roster that has been assembled, and the Colombia roster was put together in the last 10 days. So I'm expecting an exciting first quarter, and then we'll really start to feel out the game how it's going to go. But you never know, because there's some players on this roster that look pretty good.
One of which we'll be talking about very shortly. But first, let's focus on Team USA. Very close to an MASL All-Star team, what you will see here. And while there are a number of Sockers, there are a number of players from Empire, I think we got to keep our eye on a couple of guys from the Milwaukee Wave, including Alex Sanchez, maybe the most underrated player in the whole league.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Sanchez in the MASL playoffs, and to see him tonight in the locker room, he looks ready to go. He's going to be the guy to watch for sure. I mean, really, the whole team is a bunch of guys to watch, but keep our eye on him.
Meanwhile, when we talk about this Colombia team, it is a new-look team. Jesus Chuy Molina has taken over as the head coach. They brought in some new players last week after a result in Iowa that wasn't the one they wanted. One of the guys they brought in could have been on this team, Team USA, David Ortiz, one of the snipers of the league from Texas.
Yeah, David is exciting player to watch. I'm not going to go into the logistics of why he's not on this roster versus that roster, but if he wasn't on this roster, I think the next best thing is to go show these guys what they're missing. So I'm excited to see what he's going to put together. I was talking to him in the locker room, and he's very motivated.
Gotta love it. Ortiz ready to snipe. Alex Caceres, another familiar face. Juan Salazar from the Sockers. They're all looking to lock boots with Team USA. Only one team can move to tomorrow's championship match. We're back with opening kickoff right after this on MASL TV.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
You just saw the logo of beautiful Frontwave Arena. That's where we are. And inside, it's time for match number 2 of the Four Nations Cup, September 2025. It's Team USA and Team Colombia. Craig and Brian up in the booth with you. Our Emoda production crew is behind the scenes, pushing the levers, pressing the buttons to keep us on the air with you on MASL TV as well as National Soccer Network. Earlier, it was Mexico victorious over Brazil 7-2, a match that was 1-1 at the half, and then Mexico really took over in the second half and powered on from there. Here, it'll be quite interesting as we roll in our looks at these various teams to see if Colombia can hang with the United States, and if so, for how long. First, a look at Team USA coming in as the overall favorites. Certainly, every player on the team an MASL player, all 16. 8 of those 16, San Diego Sockers. In net, Boris Pardo will get the start. Chris Toth likely to play the second half. First time since 2017-18. Those two will be sharing a net, and they'll be doing so as the season continues as well. Alex Sanchez of the Milwaukee Wave is the highest scoring player that has come out of this particular roster from last year's MASL stats. 27 goals, 21 assists, 48 points. And on the bench, he was very careful in his email to say not the head coach, just the coach. Phil Salvaggio with Craig Rodas. So Craig Rodas, Phil Salvaggio, the WMF World Cup coaching team, they are going to be on the bench, and they will be collaborating. They will stop, collaborate, and listen to one another, we hope. USA in white with blue, some red accent, and those Colombian jerseys, got to say, those flight kits, Brian, they are sharp. Let's take a look at Team Colombia, newly reconstituted. It's David Ortiz. He is a pest on the field, there's no question about it, and he is on Team Colombia, and he'll be wearing number 10. 5 players with MASL experience. Alex Caceres will be the captain of this group, the left footer from the Tacoma Stars. Santiago Patino will get the start in net for Colombia, wearing number 1. Brian Rodriguez likely to follow, and it's a goalkeeper that's in charge, Jesus Chuy Molina. We talked about him a little bit in the opening broadcast. So many years. You guys were teammates and, in fact, PASL champions together up in Stockton.
Yeah, I've known Chuy for a long time. It's good to see him tonight. We had a little quick chat downstairs, and they've assembled this roster in about 10 days or less, and they were able to put together a roster that they feel is going to be competitive, so it should be fun. Bringing in David Ortiz actually was the last second thing, from what I understand. It was the last thing that they were able to solidify. And although he has represented the United States, I think he has ties to Colombia. We'll say he does, so he can he can play for Colombia, and I think he's got a lot of motivation tonight to show Phil and Craig Rodas why he should be on the U.S. roster if there's a big tournament coming up. But tonight, I look for him to try to do a lot.
David Ortiz, a special player, a fun player, too. Brings a lot of life to the sport of arena soccer. We've got a veteran crew down on the floor, a grand final type crew with Fernando Pena and Brian Elliott. Kia Depina, who was on the floor as lead ref for our earlier match, he will take over as the man in the booth, in the penalty box here for match number 2. Starting for the San Diego Sockers today, Drew Ruggles with Stefan Mijatovic in the back. The stinger, Justin Stinson, with Leo Acosta of Kansas City. And now a newly returned San Diego Soccer, Nick Pereira. And it's Boris Pardo getting the start in net, the winningest goalkeeper in MASL history, and a 3-time goalkeeper of the year. And the only time he surrendered that throne a couple years ago, it was to his now teammate, Chris Toth, who picked up his 4th and 5th goalkeepers of the year. So the Sockers will have 8 goalkeeper of the year trophies represented in their net. We are underway. Whistle is sounded for the first of 4 15-minute quarters, going left to right in white, Team USA. In yellow, red, and blue, Colombia. Colombia on the move right now. This is Fernandez, and his shot is away. And we are underway. As we mentioned, Santiago Patino is in net for Team Colombia. Alex Caceres, Juan Salazar, David Ortiz, David Moran, Iber Ospina, Jonathan Segura, Clay Bejarano, Kevin Naranjo, Christian Fernandez, Brian Perea, Marcel Sanchez, Pipa Moreno, and Jason Montañez. That's your roster for Team Colombia under Chuy's careful guidance. Meanwhile, Drew Ruggles, who really settled in his second year as a San Diego Soccer to be that silky two-way scoring threat that he's been throughout his career. Sending it forward to Zach Reggett of the Kansas City Comets. MASL All-Star left footer scoops it along. He was fouled in the corner. Caceres hanging onto the cloth too long. And that will lead to a free kick here.
All right, so your offensive power play, Pereira, Mijatovic, Reggett, left-footed, Stinson, and Ruggles. Got some lefties on the field.
Mijatovic crosses it to Ruggles. And back to the Stinger. Justin Stinson, his career best season last year. Reggett tried to play it back to him in the middle, nobody there, but Juan Salazar. Then Salazar saw it carry him off the back of his leg. Reggett's shot blocked by Juancho, who was able to clean up the mess he made, just like he does at the Calafino Lounge when his shift goes a little bit sideways. Colombia turning around. This is Kevin Naranjo wearing number 5. Opening 90 seconds, 4 15-minute quarters. Mexico awaits the winner. And the loser will face Brazil at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Tony Sanchez and I will be along with all the play-by-play action right back here. There's Super Mario Alvarez of the Milwaukee Wave. A steal, Jesus Pacheco. Now to Bond. He shoots it just wide. Taylor Walter Bond. As we have a tangle at midfield. Colombia's Pipa Moreno upset and thinking about getting into it with Ruggles right now. And a second little wrestling match takes place off ball. Keep our eyes on these two. Now a bump. Now another push between the two. The ball's at midfield. These two are wrestling in the corner. Finally, Fernando blows a whistle because, honestly, Brian, we were escalating to a fist fight unless there's something that stopped it.
I have no idea what he is doing right now, trying to be super aggressive from the midfield all the way down the boards to the corner. Drew didn't have his hands up on anything, and, you know, Drew doesn't mind getting a little physical, but I just think that was a little uncalled for, especially on the first, maybe his first shift.
He literally just flexed on the field on Moreno.
I love it. Well, it's going to make it exciting to watch now.
Yeah, now circle number 8 in white and number 15 in yellow, and let's see what happens going forward. Free kick for Team USA.
Keep an eye on Reggett. No, it's off.
Nice lift by Pereira to Stinson, and it rattles in.
Off of David Ortiz, I think, off the crossbar, which is super unlucky. But it was a great smash. It was a great ball from Pereira to Stinson. He crushed it. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's super unlucky.
Wow. Stinson bar down, out, off, in.
Oh.
Give Stinger the goal.
Wow. What a ball from Nicky. Stinson got a hold of that one.
Justin Stinson has a lethal delivery. 2 minutes, 27 seconds, that time of our opening goal in our nightcap tonight. 1-0 USA, and Pereira, the MASL's all-time assist leader, picks up another helper.
So let's talk about the reason why there was a free kick in the corner was the dumb foul, which set up the goal. So, like, you know, he's got to calm down a little bit.
So you can make an argument that Moreno gave up that goal.
Yeah, it's not an ideal situation.
It put it in. Question was, what side of the line was he on? Elliott says, nope, he was on the midfield side of the line. No top of the arc free kick. Instead, a restart outside for Ortiz, who is a master at the long-range kick. This time he'll just play it back. Juan Salazar, his shot skips in to his friend Boris Pardo. Here comes Boris up the floor. Got past the yellow line. He can distribute, and unfortunately that one went off the outside of the foot and out of bounds.
I think Boris is laughing about that one. Sometimes it just gets away from you.
I feel that way sometimes on the tee. I just have to laugh and watch as it disappears, the ball. Easier to retrieve this ball. Down low and dropping is Brian Perea, and he has drawn a top-of-the-arc free kick, or the equivalent thereof. He was fouled right near the top of the arc. Great chance for Colombia to draw even.
Let's see what Chewy has drawn up in terms of personnel. This is where Colombia knows that they need to try to get something out of these.
NASL's block shot champion, Chad Vandergriff, is there to block the shot of Caceres. And then the second chance shot tipped away by Bond after Pardo warded it away. Colombia keeps the ball with Fernandez. Out to Salazar. Juan Salazar, room to run. Point Loma Nazarene product. To the middle, Mijatovic got a touch first in front of Perea. Caceres there to collect for Colombia. Back to Perea. Brian Perea. Shot blocked by Mijatovic. Talking about some of the best shot blockers in all of the MASL here. And then the best shot stoppers behind them.
Yeah, you got a tough chance to score goals tonight from Colombia's standpoint. Good defensive team, good goalkeepers.
Kansas City's number 4, Vandergriff, who you can see in the middle of the floor, led the MASL last year with 83 blocked shots. 83. There's him blocking a pass to set up Sebastian Mendez, the slithery midfielder of the Sockers. He'll be his second year San Diegan coming up this season. San Diego Sockers season tickets available. You can go to sdsockers.com or frontwavearena.com. Don't miss a moment of this newly fortified Sockers team. Here's Pereira playing for us again. By us, I mean U.S. Hey. He is also the captain of the U.S. men's beach soccer national team, where he is the United States all-time leading goal scorer, Nick Pereira. Nick in the corner. Nicky kicked out. Rebound! Save! Patino. Impressive. Denying Mendez a goal.
Oh,
here they are together. Moreno and Ruggles. Slide tackle of the ball missed. Pardo blocked a ball that was going wide. He's back up. And the action continues in the corner with over 5 minutes elapsed in our first period. Mario Alvarez. That one hit the chest of a Colombiano. And then a hand of an American. And it'll be a free kick for Colombia.
Their first free kick, the ball movement wasn't what I was expecting for the first top-of-the-box free kick, essentially. So hopefully they have something drawn up from the wings so they can try to get a shot off. Looks like Caceres knows what he wants to do.
Ruggles and Moreno, hands on one another in the middle. Shot was blocked outside. Pacheco there with Mendez. Those two are going to be teammates. Well, they're teammates for the first time today. That's kind of one of the fun things about this summer exhibition is it's also, at least for San Diego Sockers fans, a bit of a test drive. You know, hey, let's take it around the block. Let's see what it looks like with Pacheco and Mendez and Pereira. All of them out there. Oh, well.
It continues.
Ruggles and Moreno came together, and Moreno is down.
I was watching the whole thing. It was not a foul from what I don't know. Maybe I saw it wrong. It didn't look like Drew stuck his leg out at all. I think he was just looking for a foul, and he got the foul. But maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to see a replay of that.
I'd like to see a replay. And
there's no.
Yeah, he fell down. That was.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could get the embellishment card for that, but.
Well, I'm going to keep watching that battle tonight. That'll be kind of fun.
This is going to turn into something.
There will be a 2-minute for somebody.
At least 2 minutes will come out. Will it be 2? Will it be 7? Will it be?
Yeah.
Will it be more?
Yeah.
We'll find out. There should never be a 7-minute penalty. I'd just like to state, for the record, here in the first quarter of an exhibition match in September. But things happen. Handball brought down by Perea. That was a wing and Perea.
Mijatovic and Drew have a little, oh, we got another.
Now we have Stinson. He's reacting that he got a gut punch. And he is accusing and just gesticulated that Clay Bejarano basically sucker punched him. Wow. Well, it's the Four Nations Cup, and Colombia has come to play, and they've decided to set a physical tone in the first quarter, and they're quite entertaining so far.
It's definitely making it more entertaining. I don't. Stinson's not really a diver, but I don't know why he would throw a punch, in the first quarter. So
I mean, right. But the nonsense between Ruggles and Moreno also is something that should be bottled and saved for another occasion.
Yeah.
So
who knows? Maybe Stinson's just.
Wow. It's just going to be a physical match, maybe. And I'll tell you what, you've got the most lenient ref in MASL history in Fernando Pena on the floor. So things could escalate.
They're going to definitely need to get control if it does go a little bit wilder.
I'm not saying that critically. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
No one calls fewer fouls than Fernando, card-wise.
No, I'm excited about this.
Pereira to the top to Mijatovic, testing the netting. And the mooring held up top. 8:28 left in the first quarter, 1-0 United States. Stinson's goal from Pereira that took a pinball trip into the net. From crossbar to chest of David Ortiz to the back of the net. Now Stinson ties into it with Jonathan Segura, and Segura goes down. Brian Elliott is at some point going to have to let Colombia know about the whole rule of you get a certain number of seconds and then you're going to have to sit 2 minutes because.
Do those rules apply to this match?
Well, that's a good question. I think all MASL rules apply, but maybe not the weird ones. Who knows? This is so chippy. It's like, wow, playoff action at Frontwave Arena.
This is great.
It's actually quite fun.
I'm not sure what's going on right now.
Hope you're enjoying it out there on YouTube. Please click that like button. If you're an indoor soccer fan, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll get all of the action as the 2025-26 season gets underway. And we're back tomorrow. Third place game could have blood involved. Who knows? Gold medal game, championship match, $10,000 match coming up too. Here's a blast outside, just missed by Alex Sanchez. Andy Reyes coming off a career-high point season with Empire. Really finding his way. Great to see for the native San Diegan. Sanchez, silky on the ball, very smooth to Pereira. Raymond, Ben Raymond. At the top, found himself there. Left-footed shot went into Caceres. Next time we have a ball out of play or a goal, it will be a timeout. This one headed by Mario Alvarez. Raymond, who was his teammate in Milwaukee for a year, saw it back to the middle where Caceres says, hey, somebody join me. I'm 1v3. Guess what happens? Ball dispossessed. Reyes battling. Common foul called here. No stoppage. But a chance for both teams to line change. And for me to remind you that Flight is proud to be the official uniform provider of the Four Nations Cup. Every team on the field today repping Flight's custom gear designed for performance and style. Look good, play good. These teams are doing it. Learn more. Go to Flight Sports, F-L-I-T-E, sports.com. On the wing, Colombia. Caceres. So David Moran with a touch in there now. With a new person to do battle with, it's Pipa Moreno. And this one is loose, and here comes Alvarez. Mario Alvarez with the man charging out, Patino. And he touched the ball with his hand, and it's a shootout coming for the United States. You can come out like that, but it's got to be all foot, or else you are in hot water. And that's what's happening as we have the officials timeout. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, this should be a Team USA shootout.
We have a 2-minute blue card on Colombia on the handball by the goalkeeper. It'll be a shootout.
Game 2 of the Four Nations Cup coming your way live on MASL TV. First quarter action from Frontwave Arena, the Four Nations Cup. This is the second of 4 matches that we will bring you live on MASL TV and the National Soccer Network. Earlier today, Brian and I had the privilege of calling a 7-2 win for Team Mexico over Team Brazil. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. will be the third place match, and then at 5 o'clock, it'll be the winners squaring off. Right now, after the shootout was awarded and confirmed, it'll be taken by the master, Nick Pereira. One of the great offensive players the league has ever seen. Sizes his man. 2 fakes and a save. Well done, Patino. Well done. Had a word for Nick, who smiled and gave him a thumbs up.
Well, I think they had a little collision. Maybe they kind of touch each other for a second. I mean, he was making sure he was not hurt, but I think Nicky had him set up, and I think the keeper just came out in like the perfect space to kind of close it down, and Nick had to go to plan B, do the roll, which he's like the best at, but unlucky on Nick's side. Great save from the keeper.
Well, this power play starts with 6:35 left in the first quarter. It'll count down to either 4:35 remaining or to a Team USA goal that could extend a 1-0 lead. The shootout missed by Pereira, or more accurately said, saved by Patino. And now underway with Sanchez outside with Stinson. Reggett down low. In the middle, it's Mario Alvarez. Wanted to wait to see both sevens before I said it that time. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez in the corner, right to the middle, Reggett. Reggett had it tipped off of his toe at the last second, crashes in to regain possession. Minute 20 left on the Team USA power play. Under 6 on the game clock, first quarter. Alvarez front and center. It's Sanchez on the wing. Sanchez cuts, left foot. His shot parried. Well done by Patino. He's shown well in his early work. Team USA keeps up the pressure here with the man advantage, trying to win the ball back on this side. It is a slide tackle attempt by Stinson, who not only missed, but also got a little bit of a rug burn as he went into that scratchy white area on the floor. But then again, Justin's one of the only players that doesn't wear shin guards and wears low socks, so he kind of puts it on himself, Farbs.
It's just trying to show off his tattoos.
You think that's it, the tat?
I think that's got to be. I'm going to ask him.
Probably the tat.
I'll go ask him at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, some guys just don't like the feel of shin guards, right?
Some people don't really like the feel of shin guards, and he's one of them. There's a bunch of guys in the league, honestly, that...
Good throw out by Pardo. Sanchez weaving right to left. Back into the corner he goes. And stepping up was David Ortiz. Well done for Team Colombia. And this outlet pass is going to find a streaking runner. That's Christian Fernandez. He scores! And the Colombian fans are on their feet here at Frontwave Arena as Fecola, Christian Fernandez, has made it a 1-1 score.
Yeah, Boris came out, set his feet, but I think it might have snuck right under his heel, which was a bit lucky, but unfortunate from Boris. But this is what the fans want. They wanted to get a closer match. Colombia is on the board now. Monkeys off their back.
That is a shorthanded goal. Well, if there's one thing you get when you never practice ever, it's maybe not having the defensive shape on your offensive attack. And right there, Colombia found a seam, and give them all the credit in the world. Huge diagonal outlet pass. We'd have to track back a little further to see who was the assist man. Meanwhile, Fernando Peña is saying that Patino needs to leave the field. He's going to the box?
Huh.
Into the net is Brian Rodriguez for Colombia. Is this a new penalty?
No. He's just finishing out the power play.
I am confused.
Yeah.
Okay, power play is still on for 18 more seconds.
Are they both in there?
Through Stinson's leg, that's going to kill the rest of the power play. Alvarez hopes to make me eat my words. Here's Pereira with 2 seconds on the advantage. Stinson in the corner. Reggett had it bounce off the outside of his leg. Back to Pereira. One-touch pass to Sanchez as the penalty seemingly ends, but I think a new one has started.
So there has to be a, okay, they're going to let him out when the time's up, but there needs to be a, I guess my point was there needs to be an offensive player or a field player in the box when the goalkeeper is, because after the 2 minutes comes out, you can't let another goalkeeper on the field. So it had to be a field player. He went too early.
Got it.
And so they put him back to finish the rest of his 2 minutes. But there still was never a field player in the box with him who would have been the guy to go out, which is strange.
Well, hey, see something new every day. So that went maximum positive benefit for Colombia. Now Reggett to answer it back, kicked off the line by Caceres. Alex Caceres right there to guard the far post and keep it a tie. Stinson back to Mijatovic. 4:07 in a very competitive and physical and chippy first quarter. One that Colombia has come out with that chip on their shoulder, ready to play, ready to impress in this MASL All-Star group of Americans. So far, been shown a test, but here's Bond. Stepping out, Patino, well done. Good run by Bond, good find. Patino made the play he had to.
That was a dime by Ruggles right there to put in Bond. Great run, super unlucky. If he would have got a little touch on that, he probably would have flicked it in.
Pardo rolls it out to Justin Stinson with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Mijatovic to Mendez. Sebastian. Drew. Ruggles. Phil Savaggio looking on alongside Craig Rodas. Athletic trainer Paul Savage, dressed in red. He's running the front door for the Team USA bench. Meanwhile, Chewy living the dream. He's up on that back bench. Very classic coach's position. Barking out the orders for Team Colombia. 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. Looking to find Bond up top. Crashing in Mendez. Mendez draws the foul and the free kick from Naranjo. It's Ruggles. Mijatovic, the well-traveled physical defender. Got a big shot, too. Mendez cutting left to right. Swimming off his defender, shooting! Joint of crossbar and post.
That's right where he wanted it. It's unlucky.
With that herky-jerky style, he shoots again. Crouching save, Patino. Jumps up, turns himself into an outfield player. Now he's in hot water as a result. He's double-teamed in the corner. He has a teammate come for help. He's trying to get back to the crease, and he finally makes it. Back from Safari with stories to tell, Santiago Patino. Coming the other way, Pereira. Brian Pereira. Nick Pereira says, I'll take that away. I've got one more R in my name than you. Foul called against Colombia. Justin Stinson.
Take that, Nicky.
Pereira to Justin. He has the one goal. That one off of Ortiz again. He's trying to score every goal off David Ortiz just for an added layer of difficulty.
That would have been really unfortunate.
I mean, at that point, the two of them have to share a drink after the match. Like, it's just a guarantee. Patino. Here's his distribution. Ortiz is trying to race onto it. So was another teammate. That kind of ruined the play. And as a result, the United States gets it. Pereira room to Rourke. Ruggles is making the run. Pereira knows it. Tried to get to the middle and just behind him.
I like the runs out of the back that Ruggles makes. And when you got a guy like Pereira who can find you on those runs and reward you for the effort. It's a huge advantage. It's going to be fun to watch those guys this year on the same team.
I'm not kidding when I say Nick is going to transform the Sockers offense.
Oh, I totally agree. I think that a lot of offense is going to go through Nick, and you still have Gonzalez, and you still have, Leo, and now you brought in Pacheco, and you have Costa. You have a plethora of talent on the offensive end.
Because the thing about Nick Pereira is, he has the ball, but he's the league's assist leader. Ortiz for the lead! Can't do it before the buzzer sounds. Colombia almost took it away at the end of the first quarter. And then guess who? Ruggles and Moreno. A little jaw-jacking and an appeal to the officials. And now we've got Mijatovic, never a stranger to controversy on his own, getting in the mix as well. So the first quarter of USA-Colombia, 10 of 10 would repeat. Let's see, we're going to come back for quarter number 2. Find out what's next. The Four Nations Cup on MASL TV.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
This fall, the world comes to Oceanside with the Sports Illustrated Women's Games. 7 sports, 6 nights, Team Americas versus Team World. It all happens October 28th through November 2nd, right here at beautiful Frontwave Arena. Go to AXS.com for ticket information and more. Well, second match and second time, we've had a really cool cultural dance number in between quarters and, of course, in between matches as well, Brian, outside on the beautiful outdoor patio areas here at Frontwave Arena. They were having these dancers performing, live music playing, food court open, food and drink for everybody. So it's really been kind of a cultural feel and a whole new crowd in here. USA and Colombia 1-1 after 15.
It's an exciting match. It started off with a little bit of physicality, but that has brought the reason while we're all so engaged in this game. 1-1 tie scoreboard, but you have something extra to watch when these two guys are on the field, between each team kind of facing off against each other. I don't know what Colombia has said in their little chat just now, but it looked like they were trying to calm him down a bit, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, I'd say more smoke. As we are underway, switching sides, Team USA goes right to left. Here's Colombia right off the steal, coming in left to right with Jonathan Segura. Segura intercepted by Mijatovic, who stopped his progress cold. That's the thing about Team USA. the level of defense, the defensive talent, it's just tops. Mijatovic and Ruggles, Vandegrift, the block shot king.
Yeah, and you got
a lot of guys.
Ben Raymond is the same thing. He doesn't really make mistakes. He's just always in the right position and smart with the ball, and he adds a level of calmness. You know, you get a little bit more maybe excitement at guys like Ruggles or Steph, but Ben does his job.
Vandegrift trying to jump in on offense here. Back the other way, Juan Salazar has to stop up at midfield. Reggett can step in. Salazar goes right over the top, and this is a blue card against Juancho for a slide tackle of Zach Reggett.
We could get a replay of that. Juancho's coming in hot, sliding for that ball if we could see one, but Reggett's up, back on his feet, walking. Yeah, he came in. He got all ball, but maybe it looked a little too aggressive there. 2 minutes on the board.
Colombia challenge? I don't think we have challenges.
I mean, they have a challenge flag in his hand. Caceres has it in his hand, so.
Well, what do you know? Here's a challenge.
So I'm saying it may have looked.
We have a
more
2-minute penalty on Colombia for tripping.
Because Juancho did get the ball, but Reggett did get kicked. So.
Well, the call was tripping, according to Brian Elliott.
Well, it was a slide tackle, so.
And now, he and Fernando Pena will take a look as we enjoy Four Nations Cup video review. So, they'll be taking a look at this. Reggett in. Did he get the foot before the ball, or was that all ball?
It was very bang in terms of foot and ball. If he got the foot right at the very
before the contact, that's the key, because otherwise there's no contact. The only place there can be contact is right there before. I don't know.
That's a very tough call from a referee standpoint and watching the replay. You can see he clearly gets his foot on the ball, but he is going with the bottom of his foot up, which is, you know, he wasn't going in to intentionally hurt anybody. He just looks like he's going in aggressive.
Okay, instead of the first foot, let's look at the second foot of Reggett, his right foot. Yeah, I think he gets clipped, but the ball has already been touched at that point.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a blue card.
Should get overruled.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think that's a blue card.
After review, the ball was hit first. It was a fair challenge.
Yeah, no foul at all.
Fair challenge. You're good. Sorry.
Absolutely, no foul at all. So, as a result, there will be no power play here. We'll scratch this one out on the old score sheet.
So they got the challenge flag back. Use it another day.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Watch Pereira down the boards.
Nick to Mijatovic. Lifts it, looking for Pereira. Those two got to play together in Tacoma after a loan situation at one point, the infamous Strikers loans. Battle for possession at midfield. Ospina of the Baltimore Blast gets the touch to win it back. And Segura, then it rattles all the way back to Patino. I think that's Rodriguez in net now. So some free substitution from the Colombian goalkeeping situation, not something you normally see.
Maybe they're going to go quarter by quarter to stay warm.
Maybe that's it. Ospina. Pereira to Caceres.
Alex is always so calm on the ball. He dictates the pace. He's a lot like Charlie Gonzalez. When he gets his foot on the ball, he kind of dictates the play and the tempo when he wants to go. But if Colombia's smart, they would be, well, it would be smart if they just try to keep the ball as much as they can against this U.S. team.
Ortiz had it rattle off for a second. He had two men in front of him. And Alvarez was able to take it away for the United States. Pardo comes forward, says, come to me. He's going to play the wall for Zach Reggett. Alvarez to Mendez. Now Zach. Back heels. Alvarez shoots it wide. Good try, good setup. Ruggles, Alvarez. Strong Milwaukee connections taking place here in San Diego. Now Reggett back to Ruggles, tipped away. Well done! Reggett tried to jump over to get possession. Now it's loose. Perea on a foot race with Pacheco. Hard to beat him in that. Perea keeps his right foot alive. Mendez steps in, rakes it to the corner. Ospina bounces it off the wall. And it's all the way back out to the Sockers' Juan Salazar. Juan's a player I'm going to be curious about this year, Brian. Entering his third year, obviously on a stacked team like San Diego, it's hard to make the lineup at all. But he gets the chance to train with these guys. See what kind of steps he can make.
Yeah, he has all the talent. He has the physicality. He's got the athleticism. And I think sometimes it just comes down to getting your chance and then seizing the moment. So I think Juancho could get on the field and do his thing and start to earn the respect of the entire staff and squad and solidify that. I think Juancho goes to any other team in the league and he plays outright, no question. But like you said, San Diego in this roster, it is the reason why he's not featured every single game.
Caceres, the longtime steady man in the back for Tacoma. Has to be a little bit jarring as we got a holding foul on Colombia in the back. A little bit jarring for Nick Pereira. He's been teammates and collaborators with Alex Caceres the last 8 seasons in Tacoma.
Yeah,
now on the opposite side.
Now he's defending him.
Happened plenty of times in training, you know that. Second quarter, working through the 20th minute of this match overall. 1-1. Bond gets his turn up top and is called for a foul. Bit ebullient with his chest bump. And the restart for Colombia, jumping all the way out is Rodriguez. Good job by USA to find pressure there. Now Moreno's a big guy, that's for sure. Wants to play a physical game, we've already learned that. Stinson got the steal. Justin Stinson spins. Back heel pass, Andy Reyes, his Empire teammate. Tried to send it across, thought there was a handball, nothing was called. Bond kept it alive for Team USA. Raymond finds a seam. Rodriguez is there.
The little spin from Stinson to lay off to Reyes in the overlap. Reyes was looking for the back post. It did take a deflection on the way through, otherwise it would have been a good ball.
Well, Justin's a kid we've seen grow up and just get better and better as his indoor career has continued. Now he is one of the best. Look at that footwork right there. That's an example. To Pereira. Nick, another man who knows how to handle the ball with some crafty fakes. But then his attempt to feather in one just goes into Rodriguez's hands. Forward, Mijatovic, always playing hard, always hustling. Quickly to Pardo's feet there. Alvarez, make that Acosta, pardon me. 17, not 77. And then Sanchez gets held, tugging on Super Alex's cape from behind instead of Super Mario. It's just because of the cape. Milwaukee fans, I know which guy's which. Here's Mijatovic. 9:05 to go in the first half. Sanchez is able to recover it back to Boris Pardo with a newly frosted top. Pereira with his fellow 10 of a much smaller stature on his back. Mijatovic got dispossessed. It's back to Vandegrift. Now Acosta. of the Comets. The youngster Acosta shoots just wide. Sanchez on the rebound. Back out to Vandegrift. Pereira. Vandegrift, Sanchez. It was very thoughtful, honestly. Great idea. It didn't need to shoot it hard. It just had to be precise.
Oh, it was a good pass from Chad. I think Sanchez just didn't get his foot on it. Just barely skimmed off.
Who can find the loose ball? It's Rodriguez. He quickly scoops it out like a hot potato. Acosta challenging his man down the floor, and we have reached the media timeout. 7:47 to play, second quarter. 1-1 the score. We're back with more Four Nations Cup action. USA Colombia after a quick timeout on MASL TV. The MASL Combine is taking place this October 17th and 18th in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hosted by the Certified Lions FC and presented by Capelli Sport. Coaches from the MASL, MASL2, and MASL3 will all be in attendance, making this the best place in the nation to be noticed for the sport of arena football. Combine will close with a USA-Mexico match October 18th at OG+E Coliseum, and there is a goal for Team USA. Might see some more of that in Oklahoma. We see it right here in San Diego as the Stars and Stripes, Brian, back on the board. No surprise, Zach Reggett's big left foot is able to do it.
Yeah, Zach was not going to hold that one back. And he put it in the top right, and I mean, he rattled the roof on that one. So you can imagine he hit that one as hard as he needed. When Zach wants to shoot, you can just tell he's going to shoot. You just tell. Like, you watch tape, if you've ever watched them play at KC, like, you just know, like, I knew he was going to shoot that from the second he turned.
Sometimes you can tell them you're going to do it. And they're still going to score because Zach Reggett's that good.
Yeah, that was a good finish.
2-1 USA, getting that lead for the second time tonight.
He didn't actually have any options anyway, so obviously he's going to shoot it, but it's more along the lines of he's just so focused on his finish. That's why he's such a good goal scorer. He picks out that spot, and he put it there.
Well done by Rodriguez to anticipate there and know where he was in space. Was right at the spot he needed to be. Ben Raymond tracking back to the veteran leader, Boris Pardo.
So now let's see if that goal is the momentum killer for Colombia, right? Like, they were in it. They were starting to feel like, oh, wow, we're in this. It's 1-1. They got that goal going the other way, shorthanded. Maybe they're starting to build their confidence, but now the U.S. is kind of back up in that position. Colombia has to come at them. this is where either the game gets stretched 3-1, 4-1, or Colombia really makes a game of this.
Alvarez called for the foul in attacking midfield.
You can tell that it sparked a little bit of energy in the U.S. team, too.
For sure. Just the electricity. The crowd gets excited. Everyone's adrenaline gets a quick little pip. It's the way it works. Moreno doing battle with Mijatovic down low as Colombia tries to bring the ball in and draws a foul along the wall that will set up a Colombia free kick from the south wall. Segura's out there. Caceres is on the ball. Plays the wall, poke through to the middle, and a one-hop shot saved by Pardo from Marcel Sanchez. Stinson tried to let the ball do the work down the wall. Jumping up a touch early was Colombia. Reget's lost a piece of his 8 on 88.
Oh, yeah, he was a last-second signing. That shirt was heat pressed today.
Well, upper left corner of the left 8 is turning into a 3.
We're going to have to get that fixed tomorrow.
Here's a top-of-the-arc chance for USA. Pardon me, first time I've done that. But in my mind, I've done it 6 times. I had to edit to myself. Here's Pereira. Steps over for Reget. He says, wait, what do you want me to do? And then it's kicked out. That was hilarious. I've never seen a player step up. I wish that was intentional. When he got there, was like, what? Oh, shoot.
It might have been.
Maybe. Feels like a deeper in the season kind of play. That level of trickeration.
That's true.
Here's a Stinson ball forward. Colombia does well. They got a 4v2 if they hurry. Terrible pass. Destroys the whole thing. Salazar now for Colombia. Just a 2-1 match. To Moreno! Just a little bit wide for Pipa. And a foul on the U.S. And Ruggles now reveals another piece of his flight kit that's made for comfort and airiness.
You see how old he just pulled that? Those two are going to go at it the whole game.
He's showing both of them his tear. He's like, what do you want me to do? This is really fun.
I told you, this is great entertainment.
Caceres calls timeout, gives us a chance to remind you that the NBA's Los Angeles Clippers are coming down to San Diego's Frontwave Arena for a preseason game you don't want to miss. Secure your seats now to watch the Clippers take on the Gwangju Luong Lions. Coming up on October 9th, you can get those tickets. Book them today at frontwavearena.com. We've got a yellow card against Drew Ruggles, who I guarantee you feels righteously undone by this decision.
USA,
that ball came in. Moreno, who was that? It was posted up and had a good hold on Drew. Drew made the block and was running and got grabbed. The refs are basically telling Drew to stop talking. However, Drew's telling them, like, then call this.
I mean, he's got the physical evidence on his side.
He does. Those jerseys don't rip easy.
No.
I promise you that.
They're well made. So that means that's human error.
It's just, you can rip anything. I've seen a guy rip a phone book in half.
I know.
You put that much pressure on it. So, yeah, Drew's frustrated that he's the one being called for these fouls.
He's still talking.
Oh, Drew's not going to stop.
Drew's hosting episode 2 of his podcast right now.
Just get the camera on Drew, please.
Absolutely love Drew Ruggles. The pride of Fayetteville. One of them military kids bouncing around growing up. And I think when you're in that type of environment growing up, you learn affability. You learn how to make friends with people quickly.
Drew's he's like one of the best people I know.
Me too. We've got Raggett going from dropping 50 points on his uniform number. Here's a shot blocked by Vandegrift. Who else? The master of the blocked shot, Chad Vandegrift. Whoa, what a steal by Sanchez. 3v2 USA. Sanchez makes it 2v2, blasted off the wall, and Acosta could not bring it down for a quick rebound shot with an open net. Now he's got it again, steps over, refeeds Sanchez. Under 5 in the second quarter. Mijatovic pinching in. Out to Acosta.
Riggett's been open this whole time. There he is.
Now here's Zach. Nice pass! Mijatovic missed twice.
No. He wanted the second one, that's for sure.
Yeah, it would have been fine if he played the first one to himself.
He smashed that.
Here comes David Ortiz with a head of steam, and Pardo's there to stop it. Acosta was the outlet. He's got Bond on a run right wing. He's got Sanchez cruising on the left. And stepping in the middle is Colombia for the steal. Well done by Segura. Segura bursts through a double team. 2v1. And then Vandegrift kicks his elbow out, and that's an obvious blue card.
This is going to be a fun finish to the first half.
I mean, that's an easy one.
So Chad was probably one of the 4 of the power play. So now they're going to have to rotate somebody in. It's going to be Ben, Steph, Drew probably. Oh, Drew's in the box.
Drew's in the box.
Drew and Chad are both in the box. So that's 2 of your 4. So now you got
Pacheco's out there.
Pacheco
and Seb.
And Seb. Okay. That's not a bad lineup. I'd take that.
Sure, it's still good, but it's
yeah,
not
having
Vandegrift and Ruggles.
Having those 2 in there is defensive
it's like
strength.
your 2 center backs in the box, basically.
Yeah.
All right, Colombia power play begins with 3:57 left in the half. It'll count down either to 1:57 or to a Colombia goal that could tie this match. Ortiz. Out top with Caceres, those 2 MASL vets. Salazar's trying to find his place on the back post, pretty much lurking right now. Espina's in the middle. Absent is big number 15. I thought he'd be front and center in this thing.
Agreed.
90 seconds. Caceres. Spina. Minute 15 on the man advantage. Back to the right side, and David Ortiz with Juan Salazar. Ortiz holding on the Frontwave Credit Union logo, offensive midfield right wing. Stutter step play on Pacheco. He's got the ball back, and we're 1 minute into the power play, 1 remaining. That ball was tipped at the last second, trying to play it to the middle, and then off of the foot, and then Salazar saw it blocked wide. David Moran was the guy who came through the middle and had a chance to break something open there for Colombia. 41 seconds left on the player advantage.
That was a great save by Boris to get his hands extended. It took a funny bounce. He still got a piece of it.
Caceres. Fake shot. Espina kicked out Mendez. Under 30 now on the power play. Vandegrift waiting to come out for Team USA. Caceres. Here's Ortiz. 10 seconds on the power play. His shot blocked by Pacheco. Moran brings it down. Power play is over. They can't get the door open. An extra 4 seconds for Colombia. Off the wall, Mijatovic chests it down. Now Vandegrift is out, and we're back to even strength. And Vandegrift, held partially by Ortiz and bumped again, is able to recover the ball in midfield. Bumpy ride for Chad on his way back.
All right. No damage done.
Well, Team USA and Team Colombia 0 for 1 on the power play. Stinson to Andy Reyes. Minute 20 left till half. At the half, we'll be joined by the man in charge here at Frontwave Arena, Sean Bowers, to discuss upcoming events, the soccer season ahead, and more. Plus, we'll have first half highlights. I can confirm that we will have Sean because he's in the booth now.
He has arrived.
That's a leader. Shows up a bit early. Stinson, final minute of the first half. Can Pereira extend this 1-goal lead? Backing in, beach soccer style. An indomitable force, Nick Pereira. Too big to stop. Pereira again leveraging, leaning. Second man stepped, and then from his seat, he wheeled it toward, and then the shot Mijatovic is blocked. Caceres brings it down. Mijatovic sees a touch to Stinson. His shot! Great leaping save by Rodriguez.
It's a good save. Stinson had a second to pick out his spot and place it. It's a good save.
New man crashing in for Colombia here for the corner kick.
So you got to watch Stinson going through and Reggett on the second one.
Reggett blocked out by Ortiz. Put his body in harm's way. This one lofted for Stinson. Chested it down. A pirouetting Pereira with 5 seconds. Get the shot away. Alvarez would have tested that ribbon board in the old days, but these beautiful nets here at Frontwave Arena keep the scene pristine. And it looks like Team USA will hold the narrowest lead, Brian, going into halftime, 2-1 United States.
Who would have thought?
Not me.
No, not after Iowa.
1 goal in the half. Zach Reggett using that pinpoint left at 7:27 to give Team USA the lead. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll be joined
It is halftime.
by Frontwave Arena President Sean Bowers. Find out more about the upcoming soccer season, the San Diego Clippers season, events coming to town, SI women's games. You'll find about it all. Yeah, you'll find out about it all. Yeah, we're going to do that after this. 2-1, United States leads. It's the Four Nations Cup on MASL TV. Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime here at Frontwave Arena. Team USA leads Team Colombia 2-1. Craig Elston joined by the man who knows what's what at Frontwave Arena, the man in charge, Sean Bowers. And Sean, just so exciting to see the crowd you've been able to put up for this and the first of 2 days with a potential big championship match. Maybe, who knows, USA-Mexico, maybe Colombia-Mexico tomorrow. How excited are you for how this is going so far?
I'm really excited, to be honest with you. I mean, actually, I've heard a couple stories from a couple weeks ago with Colombia, and they're coming out and playing very well. And the USA struggling to, they're getting some chances, but, I think that they need to play a little bit more to their target. The coach is coming out at me now, right? Play a little bit more to their target and maybe keep the ball a little bit more.
Now, as we take a look at everything that's happening here with another great youth sports action here at halftime, let's talk about some of the things that are coming to Frontwave Arena coming up. And first up, the Los Angeles Clippers coming to town. Big preseason game. And how exciting is it with this relationship you guys have with the Clippers organization, with their G League team, San Diego Clippers, here? This is their home arena. To have that ability to bring the NBA to San Diego fans each and every fall.
Yeah, I mean, it's very special, right? When we got the call and wanted to start doing business discussions with the Ontario Clippers at the time,
right,
it really changed the dynamic of Frontwave Arena, to be honest with you, to not only have the San Diego Sockers as a tenant, but now actually adding the San Diego Clippers. And it's such a big deal, 24 home games, right? You get to see some of the LA Clippers come in. We have an LA Clipper preseason game that's coming October 9th,
right,
where you're going to have James Harden and Kawhi and, Chris Paul and you name it, they're all going to be in this building. And so we're really looking to sell this place out and getting the vibe started for G League basketball.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on getting the opportunity to experience the G League up close and in person last year for the first time in your career?
It's completely different than anything I've ever been part of, right? Is having that. I don't really have the basketball knowledge, but seeing how game day operations of basketball is completely different than soccer, right? Indoor soccer, even outdoor soccer, putting the game experience together. And Mary Beth and the staff and marketing did such a great job of doing it from last year. And so we're going to step it up again for this year. And we have a great schedule, playing the Lakers at home, South Bay Lakers twice at home right after Thanksgiving. So we're really excited about this year.
Let's talk about something that's gotten a lot of buzz here already in San Diego County, and it's still about a month away. The SI Women's Games coming here to Frontwave Arena. What can fans expect to see? I've got the read of 7 sports, 6 days, Team Worlds, or Team Americas against Team World, but give me a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting to have 6 different sports. Every night we have a different sport, going from basketball to tennis to gymnastics to judo to volleyball. So it's really celebrating the women's game, the women's sports game here. And Sports Illustrated back in Toyota is a major sponsor of it. So we're very lucky to have that in our building. And I know Jerry Solomon, who's putting this on, who's married to Nancy Kerrigan, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Which is huge. We're just celebrating the women's sports and having it in our arena, so we're very excited.
It's going to be thrilling to see SI Women's Games coming. And then, of course, can't forget the San Diego Sockers, their 2025-26 MASL campaign coming up. What can be announced as of now in terms of what's happening for the Sockers? And, of course, we could talk about this roster. We're seeing a lot of it on Team USA, and we saw a lot of it on Team Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, really this is the year to be excited about the roster, right? I think every year we're excited about the roster, but really bringing in Toth, right? So now we have probably the best combo duo in the league, hands down. Adding Nick Pereira, right? That adds another target up top that I think we might be lacking, right? That we've needed that with Tavoy and Childs, and now we have Nick up top. And adding Pacheco. Pacheco is a different level.
Yes.
He has a little bit of futsal in him, right? So you can see his movements and how he moves with everything. And so, I think we're getting a little bit younger, if I could say that. And I think that also we're getting even more talented. And now it's just about gelling. And that's where Phil and Cheeky and Renee really need to do their business. And I know they will, bringing them in and gelling them. Because if we have a really good locker room, we have the talent. It's going to be a good year for us.
Something that Brian and I just noticed just watching the run of play, and I said it to him, and he was just like, I couldn't agree more. I said Nick is going, Nick Pereira, he's going to transform the offense because Nick is a forward that passes. He's a forward that is the all-time MASL leader in assists. So he gets the ball, but that doesn't mean the ball stops there. And traditionally, the last several years, the Sockers offense comes from the midfielders finding the forward for a one-touch goal or maybe a trap turning goal, whether it's a Tavoy, whether it's a Craig Childs. Obviously, Craig's a great assist man, too, but it's not the same as Nick, who leans in with that 6'5" frame and is able to control any defender in this league. That means all these midfielders who can all score, from a Costa to a Charlie to a Leo. These guys don't have to be assist men as much as they can almost be on the end of the goal scoring now.
100%. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because after the first quarter, I mentioned to Phil, I was down on the field, and I said, Phil, why are we not dumping the ball more and getting the ball to Nick behind, right, and making runs? I would have loved to play with Nick. I'd love to get him the ball and just run.
Right.
Not that I had a lot of skill anyway, but let me just run and get in a spot so he can get me the ball. And I think that's going to change it, because now we're adding a 6'5" guy that can pass. That's very good. It's going to change the dynamic now, where sometimes now he can get out, and now we can isolate Gabby. We can isolate Charlie. So it just brings another element to the game.
Sean Bowers, thank you so much. Great information. FrontwaveArena.com, the place to go to find out more and get all the tickets. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're going to come back and give you the highlights of the 3 goals from the first half as Team USA leads Colombia 2-1. It's the Four Nations Cup, and it's live on MASL TV.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Back here at halftime wrapping up. Teams are about to come back out onto the field. USA in a tight one so far with Colombia and a 2-1 lead. Let's bring you the highlights and show you what you had early, a pinball goal for Justin Stinson. Beautiful lift on that pass from Nick Pereira. The rainbow pass off of the crossbar, off the side of David Ortiz, and in 1-0. And then on the power play, a Mendez shot, knocked down, shootout on the handball. Nick Pereira couldn't get it past Patino. And then on the ensuing power play, off the Patino save. Team USA a little bit slow in transition. Ball comes out, and coming on in was Christian Fernandez to tie things up 1-1, a short-handed goal in an exhibition match, something you don't see every day. But later on, Team USA would fire back to try and get the lead. This is now to second quarter action, and a flurry in front of the San Diego net, and Boris Pardo up to the task. Ben Raymond getting a shot on net. That was knocked away. This is a very physical match, and then Zach Reggett coming up with the ball and finding the roof with a perfectly placed shot. The left-footed all-star, hard work rate to get that ball back, and then he found it at the back of the net. And late on, one last chance for Colombia, and a great save by Boris Pardo. And that's where we stand, 2-1. Chris Toth warming up to come in for the second half for Team USA. Let's take one last time out, and we'll come back with third quarter action. It's the Four Nations Cup live on MASL TV. Welcome back. Third quarter from Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. Four Nations Cup, Team USA against Team Colombia. The winner to face Team Mexico tomorrow at 5 p.m. on these same channels. And it's 2-1, Team USA. We showed you the highlights. Great stuff from Sean Bowers. Now we'll find out what these teams bring to the floor in the second half. One thing that we anticipated, of course, a change in net for Team USA as the goalkeeper for the U.S. Beach men's national team and the two-time defending MASL goalkeeper of the year, the man who's the all-time MASL leader in saves, Chris Toth. He takes over for the guy who's number 2 all-time in saves in the MASL, Boris Pardo.
Yeah, as a player on the field, you go from great to great. So there's nothing that changes, maybe slightly different styles and delivery of their communication, but ultimately you're confident with your goalkeeper in the back. So these guys have nothing. There's no changes from the U.S. side.
As we saw in the first match, when 1-1 turned into 7-1 until a last-minute goal, sometimes the fitness issues, the togetherness issues, the fact that Colombia is playing with 12 and the United States with 16, or 14, I should say, from a field position player standpoint. Sometimes those things show up in the second half. But I tell you what, Colombia brought everything and then some in that first half.
They really did. They almost tied it up at the end of the second quarter, which would have made this third quarter crazy exciting. I think it's going to be exciting no matter what, but you'd have to think if the U.S. gets the next goal, they start to build off of that. Obviously, indoor is a game of momentum, so anything can happen. But I think if U.S. gets the next goal, they may be able to stretch this out. Now, if Colombia gets the next goal, we're going to be in for tons of excitement, and then the U.S. are going to have to figure out what to do. I think they need to put the ball on Pereira's foot more. They need to get the ball offensively forward so he can get some runners going off of him and he can lay the ball up.
Third quarter underway. Colombia in yellow, red, and blue. They are going to go right to left across your screens. And the United States in white and blue, they're going to go left to right. There was the throw out for Nick Pereira, who has an assist tonight. Stinson and Reggett, the goals for the United States. Fernandez for Colombia. It was 1-1 after 1, 2-1 at the half. And here's Pereira to try and make it 3-1. More stops and starts. Over to Ben Raymond. And Ben will play it out. His outlet is Stefan Mijatovic. Now Stinson. Bumped off was Pereira. Well done by Colombia, but then Acosta is able to steal it right back. The feed in from Pereira. Stinson gets around his man, gets brought down. It'll be a foul. And that's going to be a free kick for the United States from a dangerous angle.
Well, you could see that almost every single play was through Nick in that first sequence.
Pereira. To the top. Miskicked by Alvarez, unless he was aiming for Reget's head. I don't think he was. I think he just scuffed that one. First minute, third quarter is done. Soccer's mascot, Sonny, has shown up, but he has put on a Team USA jersey. So Flight made an extra large for Sonny, huh?
Yeah, he emailed us a couple weeks ago. We took care of him. You'd be surprised. He's a triple X.
Yeah, he's a big fella. Because of the muscles.
Yeah, he works out.
He works out.
I think he drinks a lot of kumquat, energy, hydration. Stay that slim.
One of the new sponsors here of this Four Nations Cup. Yes. Welcome, Kumquat. You ever had a kumquat?
I had one earlier tonight. It's fantastic.
Like, what about the fruit, though?
Oh, yeah, I've had a kumquat before.
Yeah.
I'm a world traveler, so, I've experienced a lot of different fruits.
That's fair. International man of mystery.
We spent some time together in Australia.
It's true. I never tried a kumquat there, though.
No, I think we ate English breakfast almost every morning.
Out of a tray. Tell you what, though, those Donners, those big sandwiches were really good. Down to the wire. Oh, Toth got a kick on that. I'm not sure if it was going to be wide from Pereira or not. But Colombia's free kick comes up dry this time, but not for a lack of trying. Back into the middle, and again, Pereira had a good look at that one, but he chipped it high over the net.
That was a great extension from Toth. I think he got a toe on that. It might have snuck in, and it might have hit the post. But either way, he had it covered.
I'd like to welcome anyone checking in, San Diego soccer fans, after a scoreless first half at Snapdragon Stadium between SDFC and Minnesota United FC. Here it's 2-1, Team USA leading Team Colombia. Winner goes to the championship match against Mexico tomorrow. Okay, I did not notice Drew Ruggles having shiny silver shoes.
Yeah, he's been wearing them the whole game. They're the Nike Chromes.
Those are sharp.
Yeah, they're nice.
I wear a chrome suit to SDFC matches. Should I get those shoes?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. Here comes Colombia. The goal scorer, Fernandez. Now down low, good pass. Off the wall, looking for the return. That was Montañez who put it in the middle, looking back for Pereira. But Team USA got in the way. Good crowd, and tomorrow 2 more matches. More fun on the plaza outside before and in between games with our Fan Fest. Come and check it out for yourself if you can. Ooh, this should be a penalty, absolutely. Boarding on Colombia's Jonathan Segura as he put Sanchez nose first into the glass hard. So the one thing that I certainly didn't expect to see coming to this international friendly, Brian, was a third power play.
Yeah. Oh, did they have a replay of that? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, can we play that again? I want to see if... Yeah, he protected himself. He didn't actually hit his face, which is good, but a little uncalled for in the corner with the boards.
I think so, too. So the Colombia power penalty will set up a power play here at 12:26 remaining in the third quarter. Pereira out to Stinson.
So you got Nicky in the middle. You try to get the ball through him if you can.
actually see a Colombia player in the box unless he's sitting and I can't see him. Maybe he's obscured by a person. There's a minute 34 left on the power play and 12 minutes left in the third quarter game clock. And here's where Team USA can establish a multi-goal lead for the first time tonight. Reggett working out of the corner to Stinson. Back to the master Pereira. Working his way open is Alex Sanchez on the wing. He will shoot it off the glass. His Milwaukee teammate Alvarez. Pereira keeping it moving on one touch. Caceres read the play. Reggett wrestling to get the ball back. Colombia gets it out. Looking for a shorthanded outlet. Toth is going to watch this one wide, and he can pick it up in his zone. Halfway through the Team USA power play. Alvarez to Sanchez. Stinson. Reggett off the wall, looking for Stinson, kicked out by the keeper. Well done by Patino. He was sharp in the first quarter as well. With under 30 to go in the man advantage, it's Sanchez holding Pereira, left wing, right wing Alvarez, gets the shot away, corkscrewed it wide off the outside of his foot. Trapped out by Colombia. Caceres has it. Make it David Ortiz. With 10 seconds left, Ortiz bumps into Elliott, the official. Elliott could have carded himself.
Give him 2 minutes.
Instead, it's back the other way. Only 2 seconds left. Power play is over. He was in the box and jumping out. He's been hiding down there.
Yeah.
Was Segura. He was like crouched down in the box. Here comes Segura, 2v1. Segura across. Finds his man. Shot is high above the crossbar from number 16, Jason Montañez.
That would have been interesting to see a 2-2 score right now.
I agree. Remember, in our Mexico match earlier this afternoon, they had already lit the fuse by this point. Got a goal early in the third quarter.
Yeah, so the U.S. needs to get a third goal if they want to try to save some legs for Mexico. Colombia needs to get a goal if they want to get through this, really put the pressure on the U.S. Anything can happen in a tie game in the fourth quarter.
Toth, one of the best with the ball at his feet. Speaking of things that'll change with this new look Sockers roster, Chris Toth won't need to be his own sixth attacker anymore. Because the Sockers have enough talent that they can just play a traditional sixth attacker. Last 2-3 stops he's been his own sixth attacker. It's probably cost him a point of goals against average a year as he comes up in games late trailing and then goals are put in that go against him.
That's interesting. I never thought about it like that. I think that from my perspective, if my sixth attacker can also be a good goalkeeper, then I'd take it all day long.
Here's Moreno working back 2v1 with Fernandez. But Moreno just lined up a slow motion shot that Stefan Mijatovic read like a children's book and blocked out a play.
Yeah, he didn't make that too hard for Steph. He could have tried to push it into the corner. He could have tried to play it sooner. Could have played it off the boards to the middle.
Segura, Jonathan Segura, back to Alex Caceres of the Tacoma Stars. Under 9 minutes to go. No goals in this third quarter yet.
Caceres is hobbling off a little bit.
Ooh, you're right. That's really bad news if it's something serious for Colombia. Let's hope it's not. Let's hope he just got a stinger or a Charlie horse.
I think it's his calf. You can tell by the way that he stopped his run, looked a little bit awkward.
He's trying to stretch it on the bench right now. Taking no chances. Patino there, worried if he was on the edge of his crease or not. Acosta jumps in, gets the steal. Pereira puts it back. Vandegrift. Mendez scores! Sebastian Mendez took his time but found his angle. Vandegrift will get the helper at 6:53 to give USA a 2-goal lead.
So getting the ball down low to Nick then back up to Vandergriff over to Sebastian that's the movement. That's the game. So again, maybe Nick didn't get that assist, but Nick was part of that play, and I think that this offense needs to run through Nick right now, or at least the point man, whoever's up top. But in that case, you have one of the best target guys in the league on the field. You should use him. It's a good ball fight, Chad. Good finish by Sebastian.
Well, you know, while you were out, Sean Bowers and I kind of continued the conversation that you and I were having in the second quarter about what Nick Pereira will mean for the San Diego offense. And one of the things that I really think about, that I was chatting to him about, was you've got so many midfielders on the Sockers who can score goals, like a Mendez, a Gabby Costa, Leo. I mean, really, the list goes on, to be honest. I don't want to leave anyone out. Pacheco, who's coming down on the ball right now. But traditionally, when you have a target like a Tavoy, a target like a Craig, who are mostly looking to receive the ball and score, the midfielders are setting up more. Now, Nick can make the midfielders can make the run and they can finish.
Yeah, and when we were lucky enough to have Nick on the team years ago before he went off, and he's so good at holding the ball, and he's so big and strong, but he's also so good at controlling the ball, not just holding the ball.
Right.
He rolls it. He gets you off balance. He can create his own shot, and he's really good at setting you up. So Nick is the reason why he has, the all-time assist leader in the MASL. The reason why he has that is because in Tacoma, they have runners. And those guys are athletes, and they run off the ball, and they run around him, and he sometimes rewards him, and sometimes he keeps it, and that makes it hard for a defender because he's two-dimensional or multi-dimensional.
Got loose in the middle. It's Alvarez off the right post. Oh,
unlucky
that just
there.
gave me a Javi Steinwasser semifinal flashback. I just had a black chill run down my spine, seeing a Milwaukee player open in the middle and hit wide.
You have a good memory.
I'll never forget it. Soccer's lost the title in that moment.
Yeah. Yes, true. But to finish the conversation on Nick, he's absolutely going to help San Diego's offense. He'll help anybody's offense.
Ruggles tried to chip Ortiz. This game has been cheeky. It's been crispy at many times. Here's Reggett trying to slide tackle Ospina. Now Toth comes out. Now Toth is in trouble. He's got a man Moreno right behind him.
You see what Chris did right there? Chris didn't want to receive that ball back because he just had it and played it forward, and it bounced back. And if he would have touched it, it would have been free kick.
Touch.
And so he didn't. He was about to hit it, and he lifted his foot and let it go, and was going to protect it. Like that's the bad part of that rule. Yeah. But honestly, it's
that's also his savvy.
Yeah, he's smart.
He and Boris both so great.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. Great to great. When you got first half goalkeeper in Boris Pardo and second half goalkeeper in Chris Toth, there's nothing that changes in front of you.
Yeah.
Here's
the outlet. Acosta tried to feed the back post. Smart play, but well read by Colombia. Now the other way with speed. Fernandez and hustling Raymond. Salazar was hoping the ball would come to him, and it went just past him.
It was actually going to go perfectly to him, but he got a little extra touch that it was unnecessary. He would have been able to line up. Hurtado had a little touch there.
Here's a chance. Toe poked high and above by Jonathan Segura. With 5:15 left in the third quarter, Team USA has built a 2-goal lead thanks to Sebastian Mendez. 3-1 United States. We're back with more third quarter run from Frontwave Arena in Oceanside. This is the Four Nations Cup on MASL TV. San Diego, can you feel the beat? Lisa's 40th anniversary tour is coming to Oceanside's very own Frontwave Arena on November 8th. Groove on over for a night of your favorite 80s and 90s hits. Brought to you by the renowned Lisa, Expose, JJ Fad, Candyman, The Jets, Rob Bass, and more. Go to frontwavearena.com and get your tickets for an unforgettable night of throwbacks, great tunes, and good vibes. Vibes are high here. 3-1 USA, leading Colombia. 5 minutes left on a running clock in the third quarter. Craig Elston, Brian Farber, our Motive broadcast team here with you. Sanchez smoothly wins the ball in offensive midfield. Acosta, those guys do battle in the Central all the time. Milwaukee KC, what a great rivalry that is. Now Sanchez, they're working together here. Perea wards him off the ball. And then, talk about an unforced error. Top of the arc for Team USA.
Yeah, now you have top of the box with Nick on the ball. You got left footers, right footers. You have goal scorers all around him. Who do you go to? Reggett, Alvarez.
What about Stinson?
Oh, they're overloading the one side.
Oh, you're right. There's Stinson. Whew. Reggett couldn't get to it. Here comes Salazar the other way with Perea. David Ortiz headlining it up the field. Little step over move on Ruggles, who's out of jail. Back from his yellow card. Ruggles up the middle. Ruggles spins it to the middle, taken away. Now he has to race back the other direction. Salazar steps middle, cuts to the left wing for Segura. Jonathan Segura, under 4 in the third quarter. Colombia swore they'd be a more competitive team. And how? At this point, no matter what the scoreline finishes, it has to be noted how strong Colombia came to play tonight. Here's Salazar looking for more. Wancho blocked by Drew. Second try perhaps. Fernandez bracketed, spits through, shoots and scores.
That was very nice. Splits 2 defenders and then beats Chris Toth to the bottom back post. And Bond almost got a piece of it too. Oh.
Yeah, it almost made me wonder if that. I don't
the
think
Bond
it
touch?
took a deflection.
No,
No,
it was just well struck.
Yeah.
All right,
Well.
now we got a game, 3-2.
And a brace for Christian Fernandez.
I have not seen Caceres come back. I think he's done.
11:42 that time of goal. Caceres on the bench right now. You'd think he'd come out for a shift like this. So
He would definitely be out right now.
yeah.
He's the, he's the pace setter in the back. He's the tempo creator. So he's got to become a supporter. Looks like he's probably done for the night.
Pereira. Vandegrift refeed. Nick sends it back to Chad. Stefan Mijatovic. .242 in the third. Toth now becomes an outlet. This is his one touch he can have. Of course, he can touch it as many times now that he lets it go. Can't touch it again until a Colombia player sees the ball. Pereira back to Vandegrift. Off the wall to Pereira! Voila! Scora! 4-2 Team USA.
That one was through Nicky. Overlapping run. Vandegrift off the boards. Back to Nick. Easy finish. But again, Nick is the role, or the cog in the middle of this offense right now. He needs to just keep getting the ball.
That goal at 12:33. So less than a minute after Colombia narrowed it to 1, Team USA pushes it back to a 2-goal advantage. Pereira's wall pass to Moreno. Ospina had a nice touch there. Gets the ball back. Caceres is back out there now.
That's impressive. I'm happy to see that. I was worried about him.
Now let's see what he's got. Maybe looking a little ginger, but probably okay. Ospina on attack. Ospina probing, double team. Now Rickett breaks off to track Caceres. Down low, Raymond reads the pass. Back to Toth. Gets rid of it just on time. Reyes. Stolen away by Caceres. And then Bond runs in to clean things up. 90 seconds left in the third quarter. If nothing else, Team USA wants to hold this 2-goal lead into the third buzzer. Good ball. Sanchez accepted it just in front of the yellow line. Back post, goal! Good eye, Sanchez spotting Pereira. And the big old tree slung a branch right on into the net. 5-2 Team USA.
Very unselfish. Steps over the ball, pushes it to the middle, finds Nick at the back post with a good angle. Nick puts it back across the goal. That's the ball you're supposed to make. You know, you're supposed to make that pass as an indoor player. If you look off a player open at the back post and you take that shot, you know, you better make it. And he didn't. He gave the pass and did the right thing and was rewarded with an assist.
You know, when you see Nick playing, 39 years old, he's one of the great players in this league. He's going to get over 500 points this year. Here is the shot, just wide left. Moran almost got it back seconds later, and now a foul against Team USA. But for all of the good work he did in Tacoma, and sometimes as the head coach, sometimes as the GM of the team, he hasn't played with this much talent since he was in Milwaukee as a kid in MISL. Like, this is going to be the most talent he's played in a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of, I guess, I'm going to let this play through first.
Good look. Wow.
He's had to be the general manager or the coach, the everything in Tacoma. And there's a lot of other things that come with those roles, right, than just plain putting up points. And you have to be a leader, in a different way. You can't get emotional in the game where you pull yourself out of the game because you have to lead the rest of your teammates. But Nick has this whole time been able to put up consistent points every year because he's that good. Now, he had a talented team, maybe not as talented as the Sockers, but he had a good team in Tacoma. They were probably 10 players deep. They were probably missing a few extra players. And the reason why Nick got all those assists is because of all the athletes around him. Right. And he taught them how to do that. They weren't just teammates, right? He taught them.
He's got Stinson, good outlet. The Stinger rips it wide. Back and forth we go. Reggett steals from Moran, 32 seconds in the quarter. USA trying to fire a bottle rocket at the end of this one. Acosta lost it. Moran on the run with Moreno on left wing. And then just an elbow in the back to Leo Acosta.
It's well done by Acosta to get back in position, take the foul.
Final seconds of the third quarter. One last chance, maybe. Sanchez, 6 seconds. Mijatovic has a look at it. Here it comes. And it's shot into the net right before. That's a goal. Taylor Walter Bond at the horn from Mijatovic for a 6-2 lead. That could be the dagger in our match here.
What a finish by T. Bond. Ball off the boards, turn and hit, snuck it in the last second.
I'm almost positive that went in before the ball, before the horn.
It did. Straight through the legs, right through the legs. Unlucky on the defensive side, but what a turn and hit by Taylor.
At 14:59 in the third quarter, Taylor Walter Bond is able to put it away, give Mijatovic Well, tell them that they can take my word for it. It was a goal. That's a good idea. Let's take a timeout. We're going to come back. Fourth quarter of the Four Nations Cup. First round action. USA now leading Colombia 6-2. This is Four Nations Cup on MASL TV.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
The next wave in elite women's sports comes to Oceanside this fall. The Sports Illustrated Women's Games, with Team Americas taking on Team World in 7 sports over 6 nights. The World comes to Frontwave Arena starting October 28th. Get tickets, go to AXS.com. Find out more at FrontwaveArena.com.
I think it's a goal.
So,
Talking about it.
a discussion continued at the officials' box during the between quarters break. They haven't put the goal on the scoreboard yet?
Yeah, but they will.
I thought I heard him announce that the play stood. From what we had heard in our truck, we didn't really have a replay of any sort that would verify or not verify. There it is up on the board, 6-2. I mean, if you don't have anything, you can't take it off unless you're just saying, like, I changed my mind.
Yeah, I was watching the U.S. players walk over, 6 fingers up, being like, yeah, and then looked like the refs were like, yeah. So
Okay.
it's a matter of time.
So
Yep.
15 minutes left in this one. And just like our last match, it goes from being close to being a 4-goal game to start the fourth, and Colombia in much more dire straits than they were before, needing the next goal in this contest. They have played a spirited game, far above what was anticipated by some of the fans and organizers. So much credit to Colombia. Sanchez. Nifty. Shot blocked. Segura blocked it, but that was slick. Running the middle, Perea. Look out. He and Vandegrift got together. Perea thought he got hit in the back of the head by an elbow.
Oh, I think he landed on the back of his leg on his way down. It looked a little awkward. Hopefully it's not anything crazy. I
hope not.
think it was the right way to land if that's going to happen. Yeah, he landed on his lower calf ankle. He's good.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Well, if it was a different angle, it's not the same, but it luckily landed just directly on the back, so it folded correctly versus like a NFL rollover.
Sanchez from Vandegrift. Chad Vandegrift, truly one of the best. Toth. Over the head of Perea. Popped up. Riggett trying to get on it. Riggett again goes to battle in the corner. So Zach started off as number 88, and then in so many of these physical battles, his left 8 started to come off. And then I think he did some trimming at halftime. So he went from 88 to 38 to now he's kind of like colon 8.
I'm not sure how that's going to get fixed. That was a special order that just arrived this afternoon, as he was a last-minute addition to the roster because Childs decided he wanted to sit out.
Well, maybe a navy blue marker. Here's a steal. Here's a chance. Just wide for Colombia. Montañez almost came up with it.
They're challenging something. I don't know what they're challenging.
Colombia challenging.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, Chewy got a second challenge because he was successful in the first half.
What could they be challenging, though? There was no calls.
Asking for a foul with the runner being last man in. Hoping for a shootout. What we know is that Four Nations Cup video review is getting exercised for a second time in our second match here in round number 1. The excitement of video review is back. Well, he didn't turn his mic on apparently, so we didn't hear that one. But whatever they're looking for, they're about to start looking. Meanwhile, Kia Tepperda comes out of the box to play traffic cop. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Had to push back about an octet of players away from the crease.
I think everybody's as curious as we are about what is being challenged. Maybe Colombia knows.
Do you remember when Escoto once got a yellow card just for, like, touching his foot inside the semicircle there? It was a personal. What isn't in this league these days? Now we get to look.
Oh, handball? Is they trying to call it handball there on Andy? I don't know. That's literally, I can't understand what they're trying to call.
Okay, so here's U.S. possession.
Okay, maybe he's pulling him. No. I have no idea.
That's a foul on Colombia.
I think maybe it was a handball is what they're trying to say off the boards. Right? As soon as it's shot and Andy receives it, maybe they're saying he received it with the inside of his foot and handballed it. But it was his leg. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. So
my thought was that they're saying that he got pulled from behind.
That was so early, though. It would have been way back here. They're trying to get a 2-minute for his breakaway.
He would be last man in theoretically.
From here, yes, it could be the foul. That has to be it, because why else would you throw a challenge flag unless it was
right
a 2-minute offense?
For a common
that you
foul,
thought,
it would be a waste of your time.
But he didn't.
That's not no. You can't call a blue card for that. There's just nothing there.
Yeah.
And the play continued unimpeded to a shot.
Oh, they're done with the review, so let's see what they say.
Whatever it is, we'll find out right now. Let's solve this mystery right now, Fernando.
The decision stands?
Oh, decision stands. Okay. Well, the decision was nothing, and that decision stands. And Colombia has used up their timeout. Well, worth a shot, I guess. If you think there's a pull from behind and it could be a blue card, but that was more aspirational than operational. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, attention Clippers fans, your weekend's just got a lot more action-packed. SD Clippers tickets for the upcoming season are on sale now. You don't want to miss out. Lock in your tickets today. Be part of every dunk, every block, every win here at Frontwave Arena. Go to frontwavearena.com and get your tickets for the upcoming G League season. Do it tonight or tomorrow, but do it. Mijatovic and Team USA trying to close this one out. Something that Brian mentioned earlier, you get a goal or two more, you don't need to put Nick back in the game. You can let him rest those legs. Taylor Bond already has a goal. Ruggles. Ball came out, kicked hard by Rodriguez, who's played the fourth quarter here in net for Colombia. They alternated quarter by quarter, the Colombian keepers. Mendez gives it a rip just high over the crossbar. Mijatovic, a bouncing ball, difficult to collect and control. Gets it back to Andy Reyes. As things stand, it will be Brazil and Colombia. It could be a pretty even, fun match for third place at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Agreed.
And then what could be a pretty even, fun match, USA and Mexico, for the title and the $10,000 bag at 5 p.m. Both games right here, ESPN. Hell. MASL TV and YouTube. I must be hallucinating.
I didn't know we were on ESPN.
Me neither. I mean, to be perfectly honest, me neither. I mean, we are below the Ocho right now, I think. We might be on the El Nueve. Here is an opportunity for Colombia to try and come forward with Clay Bejarano. Stinson greeted by a double team. But look who's open, fresh off the bench. Nicky P. Shot was blocked. Out to Mijatovic. High speed off the Kaiser Permanente logo. Wow.
The energy on Colombia's side has fallen off in terms of chasing the ball and playing defense. Maybe it's just personnel, but they're not putting any pressure on the ball and letting the U.S. do whatever they want.
It's hard to stay physical for 60 minutes, especially when you get tired.
Yeah, once you lose the legs, it's really challenging. Just takes one player to be out of position by one step, and then they'll pick you apart.
I think that's one thing that is one of the most common misperceptions about soccer, Brian, and I would even extend it from the indoor to the outdoor game. How much precision is needed at all times. You know, people, oh, geez, soccer, this whole game, no one's scoring. Hey, 75 minutes, no one's scoring. Well, that's because 11 people have been on point for 60 seconds of each minute for 75 minutes.
Yeah, you don't let up. I mean, there's 90-minute battles, and U.S. fans get upset about no goals, but then the same thing happens in baseball where they go 4 hours with no runs and they call it a pitcher's duel.
Vandegrift, Stinson draws a foul. Stinson could out-dribble a double team in a phone booth.
That was a nice little mag he did there. Got to give him credit for that one.
Acosta to his Kansas City teammate, Zach Reggett, tiptoeing it through. Alvarez, Super Mario misses wide, and then gets it back on a refeed from Reggett with 9:24 in the quarter. Stinson's shot, sliding block in front of him by a man who looks like he took a Charlie horse in the leg from it, or maybe the knee. That was Montañez. Now it's Acosta. Drags the ball, chips it, was trying to feed it to Reggett, could not get it done. 2v1 the other way. Good breakout for Colombia. Can they finish this? Chris Toth was in the way. Denying a hat trick for the frisky Christian Fernandez. Perea trying to feed the middle, and a foul called against Colombia. Interesting. Sanchez. And Team USA, time on their side for Team USA. 8.5 left in this match, and a 4-goal lead to protect. Taylor Bond back to his Sockers teammate Raymond. 8 San Diego Sockers on this Team USA club. 8 San Diego Sockers on Team Mexico. Bit of a San Diego Civil War tomorrow if this result holds. Jesus Pacheco over to Alex Sanchez, who's really shown well tonight. Look at that footwork. The shot was just a little bit high, but Sanchez is smooth as silk with the ball on his feet. He's got it back with space. He's got Bond on the back post. He's going to come in and score. Alex Sanchez used Bond to hold the defender. They get Pereira, pardon me, on the far post to hold the defender, and then tucks it near post, Farbs, to put him up 7-2.
Yeah, and if you're Juancho, you have to shut down the angle to Nick, otherwise you're guaranteed to give up a goal, and Sanchez found the near post perfectly, so well done.
Timeout, the last one of this opening round of the Four Nations Cup. It's 7-2 USA. We'll come back and bring you the finish of this one and the setup for tomorrow, right here on MASL TV. USA and Colombia, the United States with a 7-2 lead, looking to face Mexico tomorrow in the championship game of the Four Nations Cup. Coming forward, Colombia keeper Brian Rodriguez to join the attack now, as Los Colombianos empty their net in hope of narrowing their deficit. Alex Caceres, who seemed to tweak his leg earlier in the match, out there battling. Good race in, but Toth is there to erase the run of Jonathan Segura. Reggett just gave it back to Caceres, didn't mean to. Mijatovic is waiting. That's Moran. One of 2 Colombians wearing 11 tonight. David Ortiz. Colombia holding and trying to stretch the U.S. defense. And Ortiz down low. Fernandez shoots. Squirted past Toth, but it was wide. Reggett trying to spring Mendez. Racing back Rodriguez. Sebastian, who's got a goal tonight, pinned with the defender, Bejarano. Is an opportunity. Bejarano runs the middle as Moreno brought it back out. Ortiz now up top. Good run of a couple minutes of possession here for Colombia since coming back from timeout. Bond battling with Reyes in the corner and Moreno called for the foul.
It's good defense by Bond down there. Stepping in front and getting physical.
Chris Toth can bring it up. Stinson and Team USA. Finding Nick Pereira. Nick holds, flicks, Stinson fires. What a parry. Great save, Rodriguez. Back to Nick. Tried to cut it inside to Justin Stinson, and Ortiz read the play, and the counter is on. Racing is Moreno down the middle. Stepping over and shooting is Fernandez, looking for his hat trick. He's wide. Four minutes left in a match like this with another tomorrow, and you can definitely see when the parachute got pulled in this game.
Yeah, it's hard to pressure when you don't have the energy. And when you do, oh, here you go.
Well, Greco-Roman here along the wall.
And when you do have the energy, it's a lot easier to pressure the ball as a team and as a unit. But one guy is tired on your lineup, then he gets beat, and then you're stuck in no man's land if you step. So then you all look bad. So they're just dropping.
This one will go back to the United States. Under 4 minutes to play. 7-2 was our early score. 7-2 is our current score. Reggett. Jersey integrity being tested once again. Brian.
Physical game.
Oh, and this was lifted, and then they said no too early. I mean, they have really put... In fact, the colon dots have come off. He's now just 8.
Yeah, he's just 8. That's the number he wanted. I think he did it intentionally. Drew said, no, you can't be 8. I'm 8.
He's like, I'm 8, but 8 on the right.
The funny thing is I had like 9 people who wanted number 7. And Felipe Gonzalez was 7, and then he was a scratch. And so then Alvarez was like, yo, why am I 77? It could have been 7. The jerseys were made 4 weeks ago.
Oh.
So it was kind of funny.
So now we know Mario Alvarez really wants to be 7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here comes Stinson. He really wants to be 9, but he's 91.
He wanted to be 10, actually. And I say, well, Nicky's got
9
that.
9 plus 1 is 10. That's it. Of course he wants to be 10. It's fair. Crowd's vibing.
U.S. is trying to just be smart with the ball, as I say that. Burn off the clock, make it easy, get out of here unscathed.
Perea. Salazar, can he get one on the board tonight? Juancho drew 2. Ospina was like, I am so open. Ball didn't go his way. Now he reaches out for it. The Baltimore Blasts, Iber Ospina. Ooh, racing is Leo Acosta. Can he get there? He can. Can he shoot it? Rodriguez tips it wide. I think it was going wide either way. Don't take an error, or don't take a chance. Rodriguez crashing up into the play, trying to bring in Montañez. Final 75 seconds. This game is going to end with a bout of possession. The possession drill that you'll see many teams play. They don't usually have fouls like that, but that's what we're doing here. 59 complete. United States and Mexico coming up tomorrow at 5 o'clock. It's going to be a fun one. It will not end 7-2. I will offer you the Elston guarantee on that. Wow. That was worth staying a minute 60 to see him spin and float the pass to himself over his own right shoulder. Some trick play stuff.
That's maybe some of his beach game coming in there. Lift it up, flicked it over the defender.
100%. A tired groan emerged from the crowd as Scott on the PA mic said, get up with your feet for the last 20 seconds. Like, we're kind of tired. Can we? That's all right. Pena walking away from the ball.
He kicked it at him.
Mijatovic kicking it into his shins. The game is over. That was fun. Hey, a lot of entertainment and a lot of gumption from Colombia in the first quarter, first half, even into the third. But in the end, Team USA's talent prevails.
Yes. It's a tough U.S. team. Colombia brought a lot of passion and energy in the first quarter. A little bit of physicality to keep it close and keep the energy high. And they built off of that. They kept it close for a lot longer than I think any of us on paper thought was going to happen. This team was never played together. They had been formed 10 days ago or less. Last-minute signing David Ortiz, and they hung in there for 3 quarters.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, show you the highlights of the second half, and get you set up for tomorrow's championship round of the Four Nations Cup. It'll be U.S. and Mexico in that title match. It'll be Colombia and Brazil playing for third place. We'll show you the how and the why right after this on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Post-game coverage now from night one of the Four Nations Cup. Identical scores in each half of our doubleheader. Earlier today, Mexico defeated Brazil 7-2, and tonight, the United States over Colombia 7-2. Let's give you a look at the action from the second half. And with a U.S. power play, Sebastian Mendez, pardon me, it was not on a power play, it was just in a set situation, scoring to make it 3-1, first goal of the night, but Colombia came right back. The man who scored twice, Christian Fernandez, to make it 3-2. Great play, stepping through a double team, getting that shot away. Nick Pereira from Chad Vandegrift in the corner, a classic indoor soccer wallet scorer. Nick made the finish look easy, and then he'd get another one on the back post from Alex Sanchez, who spotted him. Once the ball gets to Nick, it's going to go to the net. There's just no question about it. And that made it a 4-2 score. Things start to open up right there. It was, 5-2 after that. And then Bond, 0.1 on the clock when he scored. Alex Sanchez, just nifty right there. So clinical in his finish, using Pereira as the decoy and then firing near post. And that's how it happened. 5 goals for Team USA in the second half to 1 for Colombia, and 7-2 our final score. Well, Brian, you've been such a huge part of organizing this as we've chatted through the 2 matches, all of the work that you had to do to create the kits for these 4 teams. Flight Sports, certainly your kit's structural integrity being challenged tonight by Colombia, whether it's Ruggles or Regates. If you're wearing number 8, your jersey's going to get challenged tonight. Nonetheless, I know you'll be back tomorrow working the sponsors. You've been so strong behind the scenes. What did you feel about what you saw here on night one?
Oh, it's great when you bring in sponsors from all over the country. We have guys from New York. We have guys in from Florida. We have some local sponsors, and then from Sacramento. They're all here for their first experience in Frontwave Arena, for their first experience in terms of the international small-sided or indoor game. And I'm getting texts, and we're walking around and introducing to the players, and they're absolutely loving everything. So I think once you come to your first indoor game, you become a fan of it. Now they've all been opened up to it, and that's why they've all sponsored the jerseys, and that's why they'll be here next year, I'm sure.
Well, tomorrow, Tony Sanchez will take Brian's spot here in the broadcast booth alongside myself as Brian goes and works that sponsor tip and tries to close the deals. Tomorrow, our next broadcast will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow, the third-place game of Four Nations Cup, Brazil and Colombia. And then Tony and I will be right back at 5 p.m. for the championship broadcast, the United States and Mexico, the one that everybody wants to see. That's going to do it for this edition of Emota-produced indoor soccer from Frontwave Arena. I'd like to thank our crack crew behind the scenes, producers Chris Karcher and Terry Parrish, our technical director Dan Patton, James Allen, our AV tech manager, our director of photography Lewis Cooper, audio engineers Matthew Sparrow and Spencer White, Kelly Hyatt, our replay operator, Larry Patton, our graphics operator, and Andrew Karcher on utilities. For Brian Farber, I'm Craig Elston, reminding you of the final score here. Team USA over Colombia, 7-2. USA-Mexico tomorrow, 5 o'clock, right here on MASL TV. Have a great night.